What's good, guys? Film coming at you. It's not going to be a movie review this time. It's going to be a what did I do at Comic Con video because I was able to go to Comic Con and I had a very good time. A very good time. This was my second time going. I know last year I went just try it out. This year, this year we had one mission. We had one mission, me and Izzy, and the mission was to get into Hall H. But before I explain what was going on at Hall H, I'm gonna tell you guys how it went. So basically, me and Izzy, we arrived on Wednesday. Had a chill time, prepared, prepped some stuff, like talked a lot about different things, caught up because we haven't seen each other in a minute. Like I've been busy, he's been busy. We just needed a day to chill, and thank God we chilled on Wednesday because Thursday was mayhem. So we get to the hotels on Wednesday, we chill, we go to sleep. Thursday we wake up, and we were so used to getting lifts to get down to San Diego Comic Con because we're newbies. We don't know too much, but all of a sudden when we woke up in the morning, we met some real nice people who were going to Comic Con too. Thank you to the person who let us know that there is a shuttle service for anybody who has a badge. If you guys don't know, this is basically what the badge looks like when you go to Comic Con. This is my second time getting it. Basically, just has your name, attendee, and it's very important to know the days you buy, they give you all three tickets inside these things. So every single time you had to pretty much, if I was there on Thursday, just had to switch it out, switch it with this, put it inside, and they have a badge system where you can scan your badge when you enter. And I think that's a very good system. I know there were some people that keeps their tickets like in the hotel or whatever. I just keep them on me cuz I'm going to forget them. So you just go up, tap your badge to the little system they have, and you walk in. Every time you got to tap your badge no matter where you go. Like if you're walking out of the um exhibit the exhibitors panel or whatever, the showroom, you got to scan out because it helps them keep track, and if you don't do it, you can't get back in. So whenever they tell you to scan your badge, please scan your badge, just letting you guys know. But either way, we get there, and the biggest thing we're trying to do off the bat, we're trying to get in the Hall H. The shuttle service that we got, they didn't scan anything. So as long as they saw your badge, you were good. We just got on the bus and we were good. It was a very nice bus too. The first one that came up looked like a party bus a little bit too, which I thought was nice. The second one actually was an actual bus. Like I think in the morning they use like smaller buses. When it gets closer to like the afternoon or something like that, they start using the big buses, which I think is valid because everybody's awake at that time. Either way, it was a good time. We stopped at a couple hotels. Then we finally get there, and it was just awesome. It was good to be back, man. It was good to be back on the Thursday. We hightailed it over to Hall H because Izzy wanted to go see the Wolverine panel, which I actually wanted to see too because I was interested to see what the PS5 Wolverine game made by Insomniac was going to look like. We got in the line, I believe, at 8:30 a.m. and we were in tent 5, surprisingly. Usually when you're getting around that time, because they didn't open the doors until 9:30 a.m. I was already thinking we were late, so I was kind of worried, but tent 5, we get in there. We get in to see the first panel, which was Percy Jackson, and it was okay. Like I like the other movies, the older movies with Logan Lerman. So I'm more of a fan of that, but I respect that they're doing their best to make it as accurate to the books as possible, which makes me kind of want to watch the show again because I love Percy Jackson and seeing those characters up there, seeing all the actors talk about it, how much passion they put into it, and how this season 3, is going to be incredible. It kind of gave me some curiosity of how season 2 ended. So I'm gonna try to watch that again. They put me back on a little bit. But then we get to the Wolverine panel. It was awesome to see that trailer before anybody else and hear the music. The theme sounds incredible. I forgot who did the theme for the Wolverine game again, but I'm very excited. And after that was the Avatar The Last Airbender one, Aang Avatar The Last Airbender, but I didn't really want to stay for that. We wanted to go to the Invincible panel next because if you guys don't know, Robert Kirkman the creator of Invincible, he is so cool, bro. Like, we got to see him last year, and he gave out a cool free signed comic book. I believe it was Battle Beast or Skinbreaker, one of those two that was signed. I think we got both either way, but both were signed by him. This year, he gave us a new comic that was signed by him that was like a blackout version or whatever. I forgot what they call those type of comics, but they were signed by him, and it's this comic called Elemental. Let me just show you guys real quick, because I actually really like the design of this. I'm sorry I have it in the plastic bag. This is all they gave me. Soon I'm going to get this in a little, but look at that. It's got a gold lettering with just all like black and white with his signature right there. I love Robert Kirkman, bro. Every time I go to one of his panels, and honestly, I'm going to make it a mission to go to his panels now from here on out, because he's just such a cool guy. Like, this is the creator. This right here is the creator of Invincible. And he's just so cool, so nice, so funny. Last year, anytime anybody went up to get an autograph pretty much from him, or ask for it, he would act like, no, you can't do that at all. But he would like silently like rush him over. He'd be like, no, I will not be able to do that. You can't come over here and get a stinking signature from me. What is wrong with you? And he'll just sign the comic all willy-nilly. This year kind of sucked because everybody who went up to ask a question pretty much had their comic books ready to be signed by him. But then security was super strict, and they were like, everybody sit down if you don't have a question. And they literally were super stern with him in the middle of his panel, saying, no more autographs, no more autographs, no more autographs. And it sucked. He felt bad, but I wasn't mad at him. What's supposed to do? Like, it's security at Comic-Con. You can't do anything else. And their security at Comic-Con serious. Like, I'm be for real. I don't blame them though, because there's rude people. Like, we know that. There's entitled people. We know that. But they on it. They strict. And they let him know no more autographs. But we still had a good time. He was super funny, super nice, super chill. And it's just a breath of fresh air when you're in that type of panel. Because everybody else, whenever they go up there, like there were a couple panels that I was in that everybody always acts the same way a lot of times. He's just straight to the point. He's brutally honest, and I love it. And he gave us a lot of news about a lot of his comics coming out, especially Elementals, which I read the first couple panels of it, and I thought it looked incredible and is really awesome. I can't wait to fully get into it, but I think that's going to be another series, and I'm like, just like Invincible, but I am so hyped to get into it, and I'm excited for next year's to try to get into Robert Kirkman again. Hopefully, if he's there. I really want him to be there. I hope he is. He's such a cool guy, man. He's such a cool guy. After that, I'm trying to remember what we did, because oh yeah, we went to the showroom floor. And when I tell you guys, I had the time of my life down there, guys. Now, there's one thing I never told you guys about that I'm a big fan of. As a kid, I used to watch it all the time. I used to keep up with all the different seasons and the different versions of these characters that came out. And let me tell you, I am a huge fan of Power Rangers. Guys, I think the very first version of the Power Rangers I watched was Dino Thunder, SPD, Mystic Force, you name it. Those were the first versions I saw. But while I was watching those, I was also in the middle of rewatching Mighty Morphing Power Rangers. I grew up watching these Power Rangers, these different versions, and you wouldn't believe my excitement when I'm walking around the showroom floor, and to my right, I see the Black Ranger, signing autographs and just talking with fans. Like, me and Izzy were walking around, we're looking at all these different booths, we're like excited, we're like, bro, there's so much new stuff. And just seeing him right there, I just paused everything, because I had a mission. I was trying to stick to, but it was hard. But right when I saw the Black Ranger, I was like, I got to get his autograph. I have to talk to him just to pick his brain. And it was one of my favorite conversations ever. Like, he was so cool, so chill. Like, he pretty much gave me insight on how it was on having that fame at the start when he finally realized he was the Black Ranger. Like, when he finally realized this is a big thing, he told me about how it was awesome, but also it could get a little bit too much, only because there were fans that overstep boundaries. Like, he'd be having a conversation with somebody he knows personally. Next thing you know, fan grabs him, goes like, "I know you're in the middle of something, but you have to take a picture with me." And to hear that, it sucks. Like, and that was one thing. That's one thing that I thought was awesome. There were these fans in front of me that were talking with him, and he looked like he was having an actual good time with them. Like, they weren't, they didn't seem like they were overstepping boundaries when I was there with them. It just seemed like they were relating and really like connecting, like off screen stuff, off Power Ranger stuff, just like actually being just humans. And that was nice to see. Like, I was just smiling in the background, trying to like hurriedly choose. I was picking between like another photo and this one, because I was like, what do I get to sign? Like, he had so much stuff out there, and this one just spoke to me. It's the young version of him next to his actual suit, and I'm like, I need this. I need this one to be signed, and I can't wait to show my mom this, because she's also kind of a fan of the Power Rangers. She was kind of against the ones that I was watching, like Mystic Force and all that, but this was just a very good moment, man. Like, he was a big part of me like getting into superheroes, because there were always the superheroes that kind of were like, I love Spider-Man, I love Batman, I love all those superheroes, but it was so much better to see somebody who looked like me up there being a superhero I admire. And so seeing him for the first time, besides the black SPD Red Ranger, like seeing him being the very first inspired me as a kid. It really did. And so I'm keeping this forever, never selling this. I'm probably gonna give this to my mom and just like hopefully she holds on to it for like ever. But it was just such a meaningful moment. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna have a moment like that ever again. I think the only other way I'd top that is if I can get an autograph from Kobe. Rest in peace, by the way. But yeah. Speaking of which, we just went through different booths and just kept finding really cool comic books. Like, on top of that, Elemental or Terminal. Sorry, I am so sorry I pronounced that wrong. I don't know why I was thinking Elemental. On top of that Terminal comic, I got signed by Robert Kirkman. I got two different variations of what the first page looked like. I was just like, I need it. This is the one that he signed, but it was in black and white, and this was in gold. But I wanted like the different cover art because I just thought it was so cool. Like, look at that. And this is supposed to be his version of X-Men. So I just had to get different variations of it. I had to, and I can't wait to read more of it. I'm gonna catch up as soon as possible. But right when I saw it, I was like, I had to take it. After that, I said my mission at Comic Con, besides getting in the Marvel Hall H, was to get absolute comics, absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Arrow, you name it. I was aiming for the first print issues and stuff, only because, like, I don't know, I like the first print issues. I think they're cool. I think they look insane, especially all of them. And I really needed absolute Batman #1. I got it. I got it. Was it expensive? Yes, I saved up for it, but this is the hardest looking comic ever. Like, I had to get this. I don't care if anybody's like, actually, that's not the #1 first print, whatever. I just wanted #1. That's all I wanted, and I got it. I'm gonna try to get it a little bit better. Like, I love the plastic and all that, but I kind of want a better like mount for it. Maybe I could give it a little poster or something. I'm gonna worry about that later, but I'm just glad I got absolute Batman #1. The comic's so good. I had a really good conversation with somebody who is a diehard like comic book owner, like really honest, like really cool person. I think I wanted to buy a comic from him, but I was just so busy trying to get the other ones that maybe next year I will. I'm gonna probably get some X-Men stuff or whatever. But #1 mission, Get Absolute Batman #1. Um, if you thought that was the only one I got, no. I kept going, man. I got Absolute Flash #1. Just had to. I haven't started it yet, but I'm excited to. This cover just looks insane. I can't wait to see how fast this one is, how he is the Absolute Flash. Um, I was just addicted to how he looks, man. Like, look at that. That's nuts. That is an insane graphic. Whoever made that, congratulations to you. You are a genius. Oh my goodness. And I dropped it. I apologize. But it's just such a cool looking comic, man. And over again, I'm just going to different booths and I found this really cool looking Absolute Catwoman comic right here. And it's a #1, another really cool looking one that I was just like, I need to have. And it was very cheap also. I forgot how much I think it was like 4.99 or something, but I just had to get it. Like it looks nuts. But there was another one from the Absolute Batman series that I just love the front title comic book page like for it. If I screwed that up, I really don't care. I'm still kind of getting into comics. I know I've read them before, but I'm not like a super comic guru like a lot of you are. I'm getting in there, but I really had to get this Two-Face variation looking comic. Like it just looks so cool, so clean. I love the suit, half black, half white. I love his hair just dangling there. I love Dead or Alive there with him flipping the coin. And I also love him holding the Uzi. Like it just looks so tough. It looks so cool. And once again, I just love Absolute Batman, man. Like I'm telling you, when my mission was to get as many Absolute Batman comics as possible, even just Absolute in general, I'm not joking. Even the Penguin one, this one was cheap, but this looks super cool. I still run this town. This just looks cool, man. Like, come on. I don't know. I kind of also love the story with his villains and stuff right now, so maybe I'm addicted to it, but I just wanted to check it out. I got Absolute Green Arrow #1 because I heard it got renewed and I just had to get it. And I hope that when the show comes out, they just start showing all these different heroes, like in some way or mentions them. But I just had to get Absolute Green Arrow #1. And then last but not, or actually, two of them to finish it off. I got Absolute Green Lantern. Can't wait to start it. Look at that. Look at the cover. Just looks nuts. And then, as usual, or obviously, I had to get Absolute Wonder Woman. I had to. Awesome panel. Also awesome title. Like little cover page right here. Had to. But that caps off my stuff. I forgot, or I didn't forget. It was tough. I was trying to get Absolute Martian Manhunter and Absolute Superman #1 for both of them, but I got distracted because once again, we had another mission that we were going on, and I didn't have too much time while I was running around trying to get all these different comics. We had a mission, y'all, and it was to figure out how the heck to get into the Marvel Hall H panel. If you guys don't know this, if you guys don't know anything about the MCU or anything, the Marvel Hall H panel is a must see at least once. Like it's something that you just have to experience if you are a superhero fan. Like I've always seen the videos on YouTube of people reacting to the announcements they have at their panel, the news and everything, and I've just always wanted to be in the room to get that news first, to experience all that fun stuff they do. And man, the journey, the anticipation of this was very tiring. Like, let me tell you, it's not easy to get into Hall H for Marvel. It's not. And you gotta really have a tough mind and you gotta really be a huge fan to get in. So let me give you all this story of how the heck I got into Marvel Hall H or the Marvel Hall H panel. So basically, guys, when Comic Con ended last year for 2025, I literally asked as many people as possible in the area, how do I get into Marvel Hall H? Like, even for next year, but how have you guys done it in the past? When I tell you guys I got so many different answers, it overwhelmed me. It made me think I was never going to get in because people just kept telling me it's shaky, it's very hard. It takes a lot of like communication and dedication. And I was like, geez, man, you guys are acting like you just worked out. Like, dang. And when I tell you, I think they were working out because I had to work out doing this. So let me give y'all my game plan. Me and Izzy looked everything up, heard about the NDL, which is the next day line, and we said we are going to be in the next day line for Friday because the Marvel Hall H panel was on Saturday. If you guys don't know what this is, the next day line is a line service that is offered to people to try to get into the big panels, which is pretty much just Hall H. So, for example, if I wanted to go to see a huge panel, like for example, like DC or Star Wars panel on Friday, I would have to get ready to wait in line for the NDL on Thursday. If I wanted to see something on Saturday, I would have to wait in the NDL line on Friday. This is how the Marvel one went. There were lines for NDL on Thursday and for Friday, but I mean, Wednesday and Thursday, but the biggest one was Friday. So my plan was, since the NDL line starts at 6 p.m., I'm gonna try to get in line at 2 or 3 p.m. I was like 3 hours ahead. What would it hurt? So right when we finished going around the showroom on Thursday, we went back to our hotel and I went to sleep. I was reading reports though, and I can't believe I didn't pay attention, that said people are lining up right now on Thursday for the NDL line on Friday. And I'm like, that's gotta be for the Lanterns thing. Like, it can't be for Marvel. Boy, was I stupid. I wake up at 8 a.m., 7 a.m. I forgot what time, but it was still early enough. And I'm reading stuff and I'm hearing that people are already getting in line for the NDL for Friday. And I went, they opened it up? When did they open it up? I'm texting one of my friends that one of my friends tried to hook me up with to try to see if we can, work something out. He let me know, yeah, we've been in line since 3 a.m. And I went, oh my gosh. They opened it up at midnight and I freaked out. Like, I grabbed all my stuff. We're taking a shower, brushing our teeth, hustling to the bus. Eventually, we get there at around 9:30, 9:20 or 9:30, and we just hightail it over to the Hall H area. I'm not even looking for Izzy while we're running down there. I'm just going from person to person asking, hey, where's the NDL for Marvel for the Saturday panels? Everybody keeps directing me all the way down because you have to go past Hall H to actually sit in line. There's a designated line area they have that is down at a park. That was a pretty nice park. I felt bad for people who wanted to play basketball that day because the whole basketball court was closed off. There was no way to play basketball there unless you wanted to play a little bit of one-on-one with, all of us sitting there. But basically, I get there and officially I start my sitting in line at 9:50 a.m. Luckily, I was in the middle of the basketball court, so I was still pretty close, but there were a lot of people there. Like, there was a lot, and it kept growing over and over again. I stayed in that line for 13 hours because I didn't get my wristband until 11:43 p.m. This is what the wristband looked like. This right here. If you wanted to get in the Hall H, you needed this on. They passed out wristbands like this in different color variations from the letter A to D. I was lucky to get C, and I was shook by that. And there was a whole controversy going on. This is what I kind of want to get into. So the NDL, I actually do like the organization of it. I was just very shook on how early it started. It was way earlier than I expected, and I didn't expect that, but it's okay. It happens as long as we get in. But right, they were supposed to start handing out the wristbands at 7:30 p.m. or maybe even at the latest 8 p.m. But there was some, I don't know what was going on in front. I was still trying to figure out what was happening. Apparently, there were people who were in the front who weren't supposed to be there. And right when they were trying to tell them to move, they weren't moving. And there was a lot of people. So they had to call the cops over. They had to get security. And eventually, after I want to say an hour or two, they finally got them out the line and the line started moving. Remind you, I'm texting my friend trying to get progress from him because he's like way more in the front than me, but he's still kind of behind, but way more in the front. So he's telling me they're passing out A wristbands. I'm having hope. I'm like, okay, they're still on A. Right when he texts me that they're handing out B wristbands, I get nervous. I'm like, oh shoot. I'm so nervous. I don't know if we're gonna get these wristbands. Um, I'm texting him like, did you get yours? He's like, yeah, I got B. Good sign, but I was like, so where was he at B? Was he at late B? Was he at middle B? Was he at early B? He didn't let me know. So all of a sudden, I'm seeing people pass by. They're on C. And instantly, me and my friends go, oh my gosh, we may not get these wristbands. So we're going through. Remind you, the line, the people handing out wristbands are all the way up there. I'm thinking we're miles away from getting our wristbands. But all of a sudden, the basketball court area starts moving. And then as we're going through, looping through, I see the people right there giving wristbands out. And I went, oh. And so I started asking people as they're walking by, I'm like, what letter are they on? They say C. And I went, we're going to get C wristbands. Got so hype. Right when they put this wristband on my hand, bro, I felt like a kid on Christmas. I was so hyped, bro. After all that waiting, I got myself a wristband. So now, on to the next plan. Getting into Hall H. And you guys are probably like, what do you mean? You got the wristband on. You can instantly get in. No. This right here, this wristband, I know it says first seating, but this does not guarantee that you get into Hall H. That was probably the most confusion that everybody was getting, because this is when I get into the controversy. So yesterday, there were some people who could not get into Hall H even though they had wristbands. But I'm going to explain probably why they couldn't. So after me and Izzy got our wristbands, we were told that as long as you arrive before 7:30 a.m., you have a pretty good chance of getting into Hall H. A pretty good chance. Once again, pretty good chance. Not you will get in. Pretty good chance. So instantly, right when Izzy and I heard before 7:30 a.m., we both decided we are going to set an alarm. And once again, let me remind you, we got our wristbands at 11:43 p.m. We didn't get back to the hotel until 12:30. So we told ourselves we are going to get 2 hours of sleep and we are going to go down to the Hall H area and just camp out there and try to get in, try to solidify ourselves to get in. So we literally arrived. We took a little bit of a shower, we brushed our teeth. We got down there. We got on the bus at 3:30 a.m. I was already a little no, we got on the lift. We got a lift at 33 a.m. 3:30 a.m., sorry. And we arrived there at 4:01 a.m. We get over there, we're hightailing it over. We already see there's a long line of people waiting outside. And so we're going all the way down, almost close to the area we waited at, where the basketball courts are. But we actually stopped where they have the boats, the marina. And we were closer than we thought. So I'm like, okay, this isn't bad. We're actually way closer than I thought. We're in a good spot. They haven't put people inside the Hall H area yet. And I'm hype. I'm like, this is pretty good. I'm tired as heck, though. Like, I laid on that ground and I was like, I'm tired. I'm just going to shut my eyes a little bit. hopefully get a little bit of rest before we go in. When it gets to, I believe it was 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m., finally we see some employees come over and they start ushering us over into the chutes, the tents. They call them chutes. I call them tents over at the Hall H line. They usher us over and we start out in tent, I believe it was tent 6. There are 6 tents, 6 official ones, and then the seventh one is the security area. That is where they check you. That is where you scan your badge. They just make sure that you don't have any, like, weapons or anything on you. So while we're waiting there, obviously we're still nervous on if we can get in or not, but I feel pretty good that we're in tent 6. All of a sudden we see tent 1 start going in and we're just like, okay, all right, we don't know how many people they already let in before we saw those people going in. We're just gonna hopefully hope that we can get the back. We're going through over and over again. We're just going through tent from tent from tent. I'm counting down each tent. 5, 4, 3. We stop at 2. I get nervous. Finally, we get to the last one, and there's the 3 sectional lines there. And I'm just like, I hope our line can get in. Man, you would not believe how happy I was right when they said, okay, line number 1, go. Bro, I was speed walking like no other. You could call me an Olympic speed walker. I was moving. I was moving for Hall H, bro. I was I was hightailing it. But right, it's so cool. Like right when we scan our badge to get in the Hall H, and right, you have all the employees right there clapping for you, going like, "Welcome to Hall H." It's an awesome feeling. And now comes the next hard part: finding a seat. Cause when you get in there, like it seems like when you're looking around at first, it seems like okay, there's hella space, you can go anywhere, but you really got to choose where you want to sit. Are you comfortable in a certain spot? Are you good here? We just went for an aisle seat and we got it. We had a really awesome group with us too. Like our rows were really cool. There was one guy who was kind of getting on my nerves because he was acting like he was too cool for school, even though we were all in the same panel, but it's all good. We sit down and we're just like, all right, it's 11:15, or no, it's 10:15 at this point. The first panel is going to start at 11:15. All we got to do is just sit through these, hopefully enjoy some, and just relax. We'll figure out food later. Man, it felt like the third time we're camping out, like just for Marvel. But there were some pretty cool panels, man. Like the first one was an animation type of panel where this one guy named Ron Diamond was explaining all of the artwork him and all these other great people were a part of. They showed us these cool sequences, the one for Gladiator 2, which I actually really love. I love the artwork title sequence for Gladiator 2. They showed us all these different commercials that they made, and I thought it was pretty interesting. It kept me awake. Other people went to sleep, which I don't blame them. Like, they've been up since probably 2, 1 a.m. They probably didn't even get any sleep. But it was a nice presentation. The next one that came up was the Star Trek Universe one. And I'm not going to lie, I feel bad for saying this. I fell asleep. I fell asleep. I don't hate Star Trek. It's not Star Wars to me. And I fell asleep. I kept nodding. I bent my head over and I just went to sleep for a bit. After they finished, a really cool panel woke me up. The Apple TV panel. And they actually did a very good job. They announced a whole bunch of different new projects and new movies coming out. There was a movie that literally woke the whole room up in the coolest way possible. The speakers just banged, like the bass was crazy. It was a movie that they announced called Matchbox, and this is a movie starring John Cena, Jessica Biel, all these other comedic actors that I was like, I'd actually watch this. And they showed us a trailer before it came out. It was cool also getting notifications of stuff after we saw it. I was like, bro, I'm in the room where like everything's being announced like on the jump. I didn't even hear about Matchbox. That was the first time I heard about it, and it looked like it'll be a fun movie. I'm definitely gonna check it out, but it woke me up and I was very into it. They showed us all this other stuff they were working on. They even showed us stuff they were currently working on. They showed us clips, they showed us trailers. There was just a lot of stuff that was really cool to hear from them. And there were some people going like, "Nah, Apple, it's their first time ever. Like they didn't really do a good job." I think they did a phenomenal job. They woke the whole room up. People were cheering. The energy went came back into the building. Like I think it was excellent, and I think that was a great way to wake us up. If people didn't enjoy it, you guys are just ungrateful. But I loved it. After this is when I start hearing about the stuff that's going on outside, because once again, I'm just locked in. I'm trying to get in the Marvel Hall H, or I'm trying to stay awake for the stinging panel. All of a sudden, we're hearing about people getting mad outside because they weren't able to get in. And I get it, it sucks being outside. Like you're almost there and you're mad now because you can't get in. But I think it was some of the complaints I was hearing that I was like, really? So let me remind you, Izzy and I came early around 4 a.m. to wait in line to get into Hall H. And they didn't even open the doors until like, I want to say 9 a.m., 9:30. We were there at 4 a.m. Or we at least were in line at 4 a.m. We were up at 3. There were people thinking that once they can arrive at 7:30 a.m. and they can just go in. No. No. If it was any other panel, you could probably get into the Hall H. Probably. But why would you come right at 7:30 a.m.? I know you're probably thinking, "Oh, they counted out the badges and stuff, like I got to be of the 6,500 people that can fit inside Hall H." But it's the Marvel panel. Why wouldn't you come earlier? Like I kept hearing stories about the Twilight fans that were there, the Game of Thrones fans that were there, all the chaos that would happen because of certain times people entered the line, certain times people came to the line. Why would it make you think to come right at 7:30 a.m.? At that point, there's already people that got in. Like I just didn't understand that logic. And there were people that just felt so entitled to like, well, I waited, like, and I get it, everybody waited, but it's like you should have came earlier. Like I'm just being so for real. You guys should have came earlier. It's Marvel. If you really wanted to be there, you should have came earlier. I came earlier. I woke myself up, slept for a second, and laid on that cold little stone pavement right by the marina and the yacht boats. I waited and I got in easily. And once again, this is my second time at Comic Con. I just used my brain for it. I would have never came right at 7:30 a.m. As a matter of fact, there were hella workers and a lot of people who have camped before telling me don't come right at 7 a.m. 7 a.m., not even 7:30 a.m. Come way earlier. So I don't know where people heard if you come at 7:30 a.m., you can get in. That's not the case at all. But I don't know. I kept hearing stuff. I kept seeing people going like, "This is terrible," like yada yada yada. I heard apparently there were counterfeit wristbands or something like that, which I find it hard to believe that they were able to get in because people were looking. But once again, I do kind of feel bad for those people. But at the same time, it's like I feel like you guys should have taken this a little bit more seriously. Like, not in the way where it's like this is life or death, more in a way like this is a big panel. You got to come earlier. And it just annoyed me that there were people talking about, well, we want refunds for a free thing. Like, the only thing we paid for was the badge. Waiting for Marvel Hall H or just Hall H in general, that's free. That is free. It's up to you how to get in. I'm just being for real. Hella people chose to wake up early and wait in that line for more hours than even me. Like I said, I waited in that line for 13 hours. 13. There were people there at midnight. Probably like what is that? 25 hours? 23, 22? midnight to what, 11:40, 10:40 p.m. Yeah, I'd say like 20 hours. It's just a different dedication, man. I just, how is it that my second time going to Comic Con, I was able to get in? I'm just saying. But, there's always next year, man. There's always the next 2 years after that. I don't know. I don't know if the Marvel does every other year, but I don't know. It was just crazy to me that people were like trying to get in on it, like be all mad after they arrived right at 7:30. You should have been here earlier. I'm just gonna say it. You should have been here earlier. But yeah. Um Finally, when we get to the minutes before the Marvel Hall H panel, the energy shifts and everybody starts getting excited, bro. Everybody starts giving these different chants. Izzy gets lit and he's yelling, screaming, and I'm like, trying to be a little chill for a sec because I'm just like nervous. I'm like, is this actually gonna happen, or are they gonna tell me they canceled the panel, which would have made me cry? But right when everything starts getting lit, like we start hearing some music, a little version of a life-size Herbie from Fantastic Four First Steps goes on stage and starts like, saying hello to everybody with the little voice it has, just moves around the same way it did in the movies. And I'm like, bro, this is how they're starting it. This is pretty cool. And they were buying time. I know they were buying time because little did we know, they started giving us gifts. And these were some really cool gifts. They passed out to everyone these Doctor Doom masks. And these gotta be the coolest things I've gotten so far at Comic Con. Like, look at this mask. Look at this. This is literally almost like an exact replica of Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom mask that he's gonna be wearing in Avengers Doomsday. I'm gonna get to all of that soon in a second, and I'm just letting you guys know ahead of time. I'm spoiling stuff. I'm definitely spoiling stuff soon. I'm gonna explain some panels a little bit, but then soon I'm gonna spoil stuff. But then, not just did they give us a mask, they gave us thinking Doctor Doom's cloak with the little thingies on there. I don't know what these are. I feel like these are like just really metal pieces that he has. Somebody was saying that these are pieces of the Avengers he's killed, which I kind of believe. Because look at that. Doesn't that kind of remind you guys of Captain America's shield? And then this side, a little bit of Thor's hammer. Maybe something like that. Maybe it's just something different. But I thought it was so cool, bro. Like, we were all getting hype. If you guys want to check out my Instagram story, like it showed us dancing and stuff with our heads and everything while we were in the mask, and we were having a good time, man. Eventually, right when everybody loses it, is when we hear a booming voice go, "Are you ready for Marvel Hall H?" And we just lost it, bro. The director of San Diego Comic Con comes out and just pleads for people not to record anything like extra. And we all know the drill because this is Marvel. Like we know like we're gonna get kicked out if we record anything. And I didn't come all the way to get kicked out all because I recorded something. So I was being as careful as possible. And then right when he left, they played this really cool like trailer for them about to get out there for Hall H. And it was really awesome. There were a lot of superheroes in it, from Captain America to Thor to Spider-Man to everyone. And there was just a lot in there. From this point on, guys, I'm just going to let you guys know this is where the spoilers come out, okay? If you guys don't want to hear this part, pause this video, come back to it later after you hear the certain stuff. But I'm letting you guys know ahead of time. This is when the spoilers come out. Okay, I gave you 5 seconds. I gave you 5 seconds. All right. So in that trailer, there was a moment in there where I instantly thought, this person's going to be in Doomsday. This person is. And that person happens to be Tobey Maguire. There was a moment in that trailer they showed us at the start that lasted a little longer than expected. It was a scene from Spider-Man No Way Home. Two scenes, as a matter of fact. And they showed Tom Holland Spider-Man talking to Tobey Maguire again, and right when they showed Tobey on the screen, everybody erupted, everybody screamed. That was the loudest I heard everybody throughout the whole thing. And they showed the three Spider-Men swinging, um, in that scene in Spider-Man No Way Home, and instantly I start thinking they're probably gonna be in either Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars. I highly think that Tobey Maguire's in Avengers Doomsday. I that's my theory. They wouldn't just show that clip at that certain time for no reason. I think he's in it. If he's not in it, I'm totally fine. I'm gonna get to the reason why in a second, but I think Tobey Maguire's in it. I think he is. I think they're hiding other celebs, and if they are, brilliant because I'm so excited. But man, after the trailer ends and they show us hints at certain things, at least to me, Kevin Feige gets up there, he starts talking, he starts giving us information about getting us excited, he's back at Hall H, it's fun. But then there was a moderator who was doing the Apple TV panel who apparently is famous for asking a certain question. Is Ryan Gosling going to play Ghost Rider? And man, like they played the clip of him asking before, and then apparently the lights went out when he asked it. So Kevin Feige says, I know the last time you asked this, the lights went out, but just don't take that as a sign. And the lights go out. The Ghost Rider logo pops up. Everybody's freaking out. I'm freaking out. I'm like, yo, no way. And then right when the lights come on, Ryan Gosling standing right there, and we all just lose it. We're like, it's actually happening. He's playing Ghost Rider, and it was awesome, bro. At first, I thought he was gonna be like, I'm not playing Ghost Rider. He is, and he was gonna bring somebody else out, but he took it. He said, yeah, I'm gonna be playing Ghost Rider. It's an honor. Thank you guys. And they could have just ended it there for me. They could have just ended it. I could have been so complete. I would have been fine, but obviously there was more. So we're going through it. Ryan Gosling, and then they announced Sean Levy's directing it, the director of Deadpool and Wolverine and Star Wars Starfighter, starring Ryan Gosling. He's also directed a lot of other things, but I just know him mainly for those because he just does a good job for those. When they walk off, John Bernthal walks in, and we're thinking, oh, they're going to announce a Punisher movie. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like they're bringing back maybe Punisher season 3. No, which was a little bit of a small letdown. It was more of Spider-Man Brand New Day promotion, which I was kind of a little bit almost annoyed about. But honestly, the clip they showed us didn't spoil anything too much. It was a clip, spoiler alert, it was a clip of Spider-Man, the Punisher, and the Hulk fighting each other. It was Punisher and Spider-Man versus the Hulk. And it was a quick snippet. It was actually really cool. And honestly, it was perfect because it didn't really spoil anything. We already knew that Spider-Man was fighting the Hulk. I think it was just cool to see that the Punisher was helping him a little bit with that too. After that, it ended, but looking at how Spider-Man was moving when they were fighting and what he was doing, I was in awe. Like, Destin Daniel Cretton was the perfect director to make a Spider-Man movie. And I'm going to say that now because we've seen the 2 trailers. It looks incredible. Watching that clip, I'm way, way, way more excited. And I'm already excited for Spider-Man Brand New Day. The fact that it's on track to make $800 million on the first day it comes out is nuts. It's going to make $2 billion in the box office. I'm going to tell you guys that now. I said it before. I'm going to say it again. It's making $2 billion in the box office. You heard it here first. But that was cool. After that, John Bernthal gets off the stage. I was kind of like feeling bad for a second because I thought he would have a little bit more. But chills out for a second. After that, they start asking us questions. They start talking to us about the Avengers Endgame encore that they're showing. And they confirmed, Kevin Feige confirmed himself along with the Russo brothers. He brings them out. They confirm that there are more scenes that are going to be shown in Avengers Endgame encore that they're going to be showing in, I believe it's September or October. It's one of those two. Or actually, it might be November. I don't know. It's close. I'm just going to let you guys know that. It's close. But it literally connects straight to Avengers Doomsday, like straight to it. So if you guys see Avengers Endgame Encore and there's seats available, I highly suggest you make sure to go to theaters to watch it, because there are going to be scenes that link it directly to Avengers Doomsday. And I think that's worth it. I can't wait to check it out. I'm going to get my tickets as soon as possible. And also, it's Avengers Endgame. I love Avengers Endgame. It's one of the greatest MCU films of all time. But yeah, after that, they talked to us about Vision Quest, give us some more news, and I really think that Doctor Doom is going to be showing up in that show. I think so. They didn't show us anything. It's just a theory. I think Doctor Doom's going to show up, and I think he's going to revive fully Ultron. I think he's going to fully revive him so that he can use him for anything. I think that's what's going to happen. I think that would be cool because I think Ultron, very cool villain. I wanted to see him more. He's an underrated villain. But yeah, we didn't get too much on that, which I'm glad about. The fact that they didn't tell us too much, I'm okay with. But this is when it got even better. This was the highlight, in my opinion, of the whole Marvel H panel. Robert Downey Jr. comes out with everyone. Well, actually, you know what? Before I say that, no, yeah, he came out. He's talking to us because we were all chanting Doom with our mask on, and he's out. He's saying like, I got to recruit people for his team. And at first, I thought he was going to talk about he was going to bring out all the actors that are playing like his Dark Avengers team or whatever. But then the Russos say like, all the stuff we do, we always do stuff in the front, but we should also honor the people in the back row. So let's conjure the back and let's change it up a bit. And I'm thinking like, are they about to do some crazy presentation? No. There's some curtains in back of us. We didn't even know. They let them down because all of a sudden I see these bright lights and I turn around and I see all the different teams that are part of Avengers Doomsday. We have the new Avengers on the right, and then we have the X-Men team on the left. And I went nuts. I was like, this is the coolest thing ever. The fact that they were hiding behind this whole time, nuts. All the Avengers come out. They're all talking. They're all like high-fiving all of us as they're going up to the stage. When they get up there, it's awesome. It's a good time. Like Robert Downey Jr. and Pedro Pascal's next to each other. If you don't know, that's Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Doom. They're going to have a rivalry in Avengers Doomsday just like they do in real time or whatever. It was awesome. But another great moment was when Robert Downey Jr. asked a stinking fan to speak, and he just goes, "You with the swords." And they turn the camera over to a gray Deadpool, and everybody loses it. At first, there were no words said, there were none. But then, right when he speaks, that's when we all knew it was stinking Ryan Reynolds. We knew it was Ryan Reynolds. And matter of fact, that happened to be a Ryan Reynolds in the gray Deadpool costume that was going around the showroom floor taking pictures with fans, which I thought was super cool. But he starts asking questions. He asked the one from Deadpool and Wolverine, why was Thor crying? Very funny moment. After that, he asked and this honestly made everybody question if he's in Doomsday. I believe he's in Doomsday because Ryan Reynolds leaked something that said he was in Doomsday. But he was like, this is an expensive way to like announce a cast. Like, when do you guys start filming? And then, it's this funny bit where everybody's like, we already finished filming. Like, he's asking no additional photography, like no secret characters. And it gets sad for a moment. But then, he walks away, and that was just a really funny, cool moment. Like, nobody expected that to be Deadpool. Nobody, I mean, the actual Deadpool. Nobody did, but that was fun. After that, you're thinking this whole thing's over. You're thinking it's done. No. The one thing I was wishing for, give us more Doctor Doom. We want to see what exactly Doctor Doom is about. The first trailer for Avengers Doomsday came out. We finally got to see him. We finally got to see what the heck he's doing. This trailer that they showed us, and I can't wait to see my friends see it. I can't wait to see like everyone around the world see it, to see the reactions. It already got leaked online, but this was the coolest trailer I have ever seen. This is the Doctor Doom teaser trailer. It was fully about Doctor Doom. It went straight into who he is, and it was just so creepy because the narration was from Sue Storm. Sue Storm. Vanessa Kirby Sue Storm. And she's just talking to all these different Avengers around them about what Victor Von Doom was like. And it shows us this really cool image of Doctor Doom sitting on his Latvian throne, and it looks tough. It's almost like the same thing with Black Adam when he was sitting on his throne, but this one is just way creepier, way more aura, way like serious. Then it shows us an image of Doom looking at that um artistic monument or whatever of this woman and child. And there's theories are going around talking about people saying it's his wife and son or it's him and his mom. It could be anything. And if it's him and his mom, that means that Mephisto, especially the sighting of him in Ironheart, means way more. If it's just about Doom and his wife and son, I think that would be really cool because that just means that he's probably trying to find the right universe to get them back, like Kingpin and Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse. But I don't know. Either way, whichever story they give us, I'm gonna be glued to my seat listening. And I'm low-key kind of rooting for Doom. Kinda. This new Avengers lineup ain't it. And I like Doom, especially the fact that maybe it's because Robert Downey Jr. is playing him. But I kind of want Doom to just kill all of them. I know it's bad to say, but I kind of want to see it. But, we hear Robert Downey Jr.'s voice. It gets creepier. We see him and Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards argue. Like, Reed's just grabbing him, going like, did you do this? Don't tell me you did this. And it just gets crazier and crazier. Like, after that, it shows us Doctor Doom flying in onto what I believe is Battle World, and I believe he's ruling it. He just flies down in the quickest way possible, like nothing happened. Like he just goes boom, and it's like a sonic boom, almost like Superman flying in Man of Steel. And he just lands there, and he's just going one on one with Thor. It shows us a little bit more of the Thor versus Doom fight, which honestly wasn't a fight. It was more of just Doom stopping his hammer, throwing his hammer, and then shooting a little green blast of whatever at Thor, and Thor just goes flying. And I went, yeah, nobody's stopping Doom, bro. Nobody is. After that, even before, there was more interesting dialogue. Thor said like, after I'm done with you, you will not know a hell or something like that. And when Doom blocks Thor's hammer, he says, hell answers to me. And I went, when he said that, everybody in the whole Hall H, that was when it got really loud, really crazy. I lost my mind. And then to end the trailer, it shows Doom raising from the dead these destroyed Sentinels that hunt down the mutants and X-Men and stuff. And they were doing whatever he bent them to his will. And that's how the trailer ends. And if I could say how much of a mic drop that was, I do not remember a Thanos trailer. I don't remember a stinking Loki trailer. I do remember an Ultron trailer, which is why I kind of like Ultron. But I'm telling you, this was different. This felt like all hope was lost. This felt like an actual, how do you beat this guy? Because with Ultron, you can guess a certain couple of things. With Loki, let's be for real, Loki's pretty easy. With Thanos, that was pretty tough. I think it was more of like, can you get the gauntlet off of him? Because I feel like if he didn't have the gauntlet, I know he beat up the Hulk, but if you have all the Avengers gang up on him, I think they can beat the heck out of Thanos. With the Infinity Gauntlet, it's tough. But remember, they almost got it off. With Doctor Doom, there was no sign of any weakness from this man. No sign. I did notice something though, and this is one more thing that they gave us that I thought was awesome. Let me show you guys. This is probably my favorite giveaway they gave us. They gave us a Doctor Doom poster. Look at that. Look at this masterpiece, man. Look at this. This is the Doom that the Avengers are facing. This guy. Not the guy from the 2004 2005 Fantastic Four movie. Not the guy from the Fan Four-tastic, whatever the heck that was. This guy. The 828 Doctor Doom. Look at this guy. Look at him. This is scary. And you know, another reason why I'm starting to guess why Doom is able to do the things he is. Look at his hands. I think those are runes. If you guys don't know what runes are, that's a little magic that Doctor Strange and Wanda or Scarlet Witch use. My theory is this. Ever since the multiverse stuff has been going on, Doom has always been there. He's always been there. I think that before in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, before Scarlet Witch got killed or died, Doom grabbed her and saved her. And there's a reason why I'm going into this too. At San Diego Comic-Con, they had an Avengers Doomsday display, both areas. They had one area that had the Avengers, the other area next to it that had a Doom Witch, a Latvian Witch. That's what they called it. The first day, the Latvian Witch was green. The next day, they changed the color to yellow. The next day, they changed it to red. Or no, to purple. And the final day, they changed it to red. My theory is this. I think that Doom, whatever was happening in Agatha all along, I think he grabbed all the witches. I think he grabbed all of them from different dimensions or whatever, and he forced them to teach him how to use the Darkhold. If you guys know what Darkhold is, you guys got to catch up on stinking WandaVision, on Agatha all along. This is why you got to watch the shows when they come out, because there's a lot of information that's out there. I think that he has learned how to use the Darkhold, and that's one of the reasons why he's powerful. There's another reason too. They showed us the rest in that trailer a little bit. He's going after the kids who are the kid of Thor, the kid of Steve Rogers, the kid of there was a couple of kids, the Franklin Richards. It's over and over and over again. He's going after powerful cosmic beings and cosmic things. Loki. Everything that has been a multiversal thing that has happened in the MCU so far, he is going after to either fix it, destroy it, or take the power. That is what I think. And that's why I think he's going after Loki, which was nuts. I there's just so many theories out there. No matter what happens in that movie, even if I'm wrong, I'm still going to be excited to see exactly what happens, but it was nuts. The trailer ends, everybody's freaking out. Everybody's like, that might have been the greatest trailer ever. I think it is my favorite Avengers trailer of all time, cuz I'm actually rooting for the villain. I am. Like we are Doom. We are Doom. But yeah, after that, presentation ends. Yay! Nah, I'm just playing. It didn't end, which was my favorite. Which was another one of my favorite parts. After that, Kevin Feige gives an awesome announcement announcing Ryan Coogler to come out. Ryan Coogler brings out the cast of his new third installment of Black Panther. Announced it live. Black Panther 3 is coming out December 15th, 2028. I think it's going to get delayed to 2029, which I wouldn't be mad about. But that wasn't the only announcement he had. He gave us the new Black Panther that same day. And man, the person they chose was the perfect person. I never expected it to be him. The whole time I was thinking it was going to be Damson Idris. my guy David Johnson is the new Black Panther of the MCU. I'm so happy for him. He deserves it. If you guys don't know who David Johnson is, you guys got to watch Alien Romulus. You guys got to watch Industry on HBO Max. You guys got to watch The Long Walk, which he's really most known for right now. Like, those are the three projects that I really know him from. I know there's another project that he's really good in, but those are the three that I really know him from. The first time I saw him was in Alien Romulus. He plays a synthetic, which I thought was really cool. I hope that he's in the second movie of Alien Romulus, but he was incredible in Alien Romulus. He was incredible in The Long Walk, which I was very impressed with. Like, that might have been his best role to me so far. And he was also really good in the Industry. I just finished that show. It's a weird show. It's okay. It's very intense at some points, but it's pretty good. But he was very good in Industry. I actually really liked this character. I thought he was super smart, and I think I just never really imagined him to be Black Panther. I can see it now. When you put him side by side to T'Challa, I mean, my bad, Chadwick Boseman, I apologize. They almost look alike, especially when they smile. So that was a perfect casting. And who else deserved it more than just David Johnson? He's been on a crazy run. He's been in so many like really hit movies, and I'm just happy for him, man. The fact that that was the first announcement, like nobody knew. Nobody knew about that. Like nobody knew about that. And it surprised that got everybody. And the fact that they ended it on that note was incredible. But it was just so awesome to experience all that. Like it was worth it. It was very worth it. I know there were a lot of people that were trying to complain, going like, it was so short and they didn't really say anything. But it's like, guys, it's been forever. Like, they're ending the multiverse saga, and they just gave us two new heroes that are coming after it. And I, it's just crazy to me that people can just be ungrateful for that type of thing. Like, it was so good. And just getting those announcements by themselves, it was awesome. Ryan Gosling's playing Ghost Rider. I love Ghost Rider. I think he's cool. And the fact that Ryan Gosling's playing him is perfect. If you guys haven't seen Drive and you think that Ryan Gosling can't play Ghost Rider, please watch Drive. Please watch it. It's literally his audition tape. Not even playing. It's his audition tape. If you guys don't think David Johnson can play Black Panther, please watch The Long Walk, Industry, and Alien Romulus. Please do. He's a very talented actor, and he deserves it. And I'm just so thankful and so grateful that I got to experience all this with my friends that I went with. I was able to get you guys some stuff on Instagram. I was able to just experience this for the first time and just enjoy being a geek like I always am. Like it was phenomenal. And I would do it again. Next year, I think it's going to be more of a DCU type of Comic Con, which I'm not angry about. I actually would be very excited to see what James Gunn would want to present to us if it is. If he doesn't present anything, or if there is no DCU thing, I'm still gonna have some fun. Like, if anything, it'll be like a rest period for me because I literally only ran on 2 or 3 hours of sleep. But I'm just grateful that I got to experience the Marvel panel live in person. I was grateful for that. I'm thankful for it. I hope they don't change the format on how to like get your wristband and get into Hall H. I think it was pretty well done, but I had fun, man. Like, I really did. I felt like a kid again. I felt like I was just in a candy store for the first time. Like, it was unbelievable, man. And I'm just so unbelievably grateful for that moment. But anyways, all I can tell you guys is if you ever want to check something out, because they don't just have comic books there and superheroes. They got everything there. They talk about everything in these different panels. They give out news. It's nuts. But if you guys ever want to, you know, experience San Diego Comic Con, check it out. Try to get tickets. Organize it with friends. Go with some friends who like it too. Like, it's a so much better experience if you go with people. It's so fun. Anyways, if you guys want to hear more, if you guys even want to see the clips that I'm going to post based off reactions, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow PHILM on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Make sure to hit that bell as well. But anyways, I'm your man PHILM. Make sure to stay safe, take it easy, and peace, y'all.